Hey guys, thanks for tuning back into our channel, Cooking with Nick and Norma. Today, if you're watching, you're in for a real treat. We're making homemade everything from scratch spaghetti. We're talking meatballs, sauce, and the pasta all from scratch. So make sure you follow ahead, and I think actually it's going to be a couple different videos. So if you're watching this, make sure you click the right link whether you're trying to make the sauce or the noodles or however we do it, but they're all here. So I'm going to kind of go over what we need to make everything today. I do have a baguette in here because we're going to make some garlic bread as well. But what you're going to need is a white onion, and then I also throw in a red onion. It calls for a whole onion, so I'm going to use half of each just to kind of get a little sweetness into that sauce. So, otherwise you can just use a whole white onion, you'll be fine. I have about 8 to 10 vine tomatoes. Those are regular. You have a stalk of celery. You won't use all of it, but you can't buy it. But you can't buy it by the piece. And then again, speaking of that, we do have a link below to all of these products in our recipe, just to kind of make it easy for you to find it if it's something that's not normally in your area. We do also need some chopped basil, a can of tomato paste, and some, we're going to use 1 bay leaf, so we got that here. And then tool-wise, need a rolling pin. We've got a nice big board here to roll our pasta out on, pots, pans, and flour. And something that's still in the fridge is you will need eggs. You're going to need 4 to 5 eggs, depending on how much flour you end up using. So that's that, and follow along, guys, and we're going to dive into making the sauce first. By the way, if you do like these videos, don't forget to give us a like and click the subscribe button below. We're trying to do a lot of scratch videos for you.
We also have a vegan recipe.
Oh, yes. And if you're vegan or you want to know how to make scratch noodles, we do have a vegan option. I'm not making it today, but if you look below, the link to the vegan recipe noodles. First, I'm going to use about 4 stalks of celery, and I'm just going to cut this off, cut the tips off, and cut the whites. We're going to start placing all this into our pan, and we'll boil it up for a little bit because we're using all fresh vegetables, so we're going to boil it and then blend it.
Poor Kirby, he's missing out.
Yeah, Kirby would have loved this.
He's over there in...
Alright, second, like I mentioned, I use half a white, half of a red onion. That there. I'm just going to keep the other piece here. So we use red. Do the same thing. Just take it and
Alexa, turn on harder.
I'm having trouble reaching knob.
Alexa, turn on Paula.
A couple things share that name. Paula 1 and Paula 2. Which one did you want?
Paula 1.
Next, we're going to take our green pepper and just kind of cut it down so it fits in the pot a little better. I'm trying to get as many seeds out of it as possible. You can cut it another way and de-seed it if you want to. That's just the way I did it. Was poke the pepper top through with my thumb. And should have just kind of popped right in there. And usually you can just pull it directly out. You should take most of the seeds with it. And these are all going to get blended, so you don't have to worry about chopping it too much. So you do just want to make sure there's enough space in the pot for everything. So still got to add these tomatoes as well. And get all the stuff in the bottom. Kind of see it. Okay, so I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I put 6 whole tomatoes in here, and I'm gonna keep 3 because I'll use our chopper, and we're gonna keep them in little cubes and add them to the sauce, and they'll cook down, but it adds that little chunky texture to it. So since we've got all this here completed, what we're gonna do is fill it just to the top with water and then bring it to a boil. We're gonna throw 3 cloves of garlic into it, and then we're gonna save 2 more to saute with some olive oil when we add the blended mixture. The 3 of them. Throw them in, huh? Let's go. Spaghetti sauce. What I'm going to do is, because I like some chunky consistency, is just chop up a couple of tomatoes in our chopper here, and then we'll add that into the sauce after we blend it. So first we'll get the tomatoes chopped, and basically just kind of slice them as if you're going to throw them onto a hamburger. And then just create 2 piles. Over here we already boiled our tomatoes and all the parts for our sauce. We're going to blend it. First we're going to drain out the water from, if you haven't seen yet, we have this really cool strainer on our online store. It is our brand, NickandNormas. It's a click to pot strainer, and it literally works this easy. It goes to any size pot, pots, bowls, pans, whatever, and it's really strong. So you'll see here, first I'm going to save a little bit of this water. I'm going to pour a little out there, and then I can come over to my sink. I'll try and do it so you guys can see it. But you saw the food that we put in here, so it's holding all that weight. So, should be able to get the skins off these tomatoes pretty much. It's a preference thing. I like to take the skins off, and that's part of boiling them. You can almost just peel it right off. But it makes the tomato that much more soft. So you get the skin off, drop her in there. Feel that skin. Again, this is a preference thing, but this is just the way I've always seen it done. So it's the way I do it. You get the skin. You can kind of see the tomato looks like almost like a sponge after you get that skin off of it. And I think if you end up using a canned tomato instead for your recipe, that is an option. I think they actually come after the skin's already off, and this is pretty much the process they do. Oh yeah, they're so juicy. Oh, why wide spoon. So, I mean, she just made my job so much easier being able to get all this in there. Thank you. It's gonna be so full. Okay.
Left it a little chunky.
I do. I prefer it because it's spaghetti, you know. So spaghetti should be a little more chunky. Pizza sauce a little more smooth than mine. So over here we're going back to our saucepan. We're going to add some olive oil, minced garlic. We're just going to fry it up real quick to let the aromas get out of that, and then we'll pour all the sauce into it and let it simmer for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Now it doesn't take much to get it out, but so I'm gonna take a second to put it on, see about. Let's get it. Always amazing if we want to cook this every time we get this chunky. We have some seasonings now. So we're gonna hit it with some seasoning, and it's going to be 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm gonna grind up some salt here.
I'm gonna grind it so then you can do the other ones while I grind it.
Sure. Norma's gonna help me with the salt. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of salt. Gotta find the spoons. We're gonna do 1 of the pepper. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of pepper. That'll be the last of our pepper here. Just fine. So we'll get that in there. It's gonna be 1 full bay leaf we'll throw in there. That cooks the whole time, you just pull it out at the end. I'm gonna get a big one. Let's see what we got. This. Oh. There we go. We're gonna throw a big one in there, so we'll just throw a bay leaf right in. Again, don't forget to pull that out at the end. Likes to chew on that thing. You use 2 teaspoons of the basil, chopped basil. And I'm using the dry chop, that's fine. If you have fresh, go for it. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of this. So dig that in. Get 1. 2 teaspoons of basil. Oh, thank you for the salt. We're gonna put 2.5 teaspoons of salt here, and we just use fresh ground. So you can see 1, 2. I like a little extra salt in there for flavor. It'll cook out. You just kind of give all that a good mix. Just fold it in. And we're going to also add some sugar to this here in a second. Alright. Got our noodles pre-made, and we are going to put them into the boiling water. If you don't know how to make the noodles, check the link below. But basically, you're just going to drop them into this boiling water. I got our noodles in. Fresh, brand new noodle. On my way, baby. They look great. Okay. I've already got the sauce mixed up over here, so you just give it a good mix. And Pour some sauce. Okay. A few meatballs. Meatballs. You want another meatball?
Hmm.